Hey, what up, guys? Coming to you with the weekend preview for Saturday, February 22nd. There's only one card on coming up this weekend, and it's a big one. It's the fight of the month for sure, the fight of the year so far for sure, and it's going to be the Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury rematch for the WBC heavyweight title. First off, we're going to talk about the two undercard fights that that matter. There's one other fight that really I'm not interested in, so I'm not even going to talk about. We'll talk about the other two cards that are, worth talking about, and then we'll get into the main event. So, let's kick it off with the heavyweight fight on the undercard. You got what's his name? Gerald Washington, heavyweight former world title challengers, battling former IBF heavyweight champion Charles Martin. Now, you might not know these two guys that well. A little bit of a background. Neither guy are top 10 heavyweights. Charles Martin was a flash-in-the-pan heavyweight who captured the vacant IBF title after Tyson Fury vacated the belts years ago. Martin won the belt by, controversial decision and over some not well-known guy. And then he had to immediately defend the title against Anthony Joshua, and Joshua destroyed Charles Martin in only 2 rounds to capture his first world title. That was in 2016. So Charles Martin hasn't really done much since. Now, Gerald Washington, he got knocked out last year against Adam Konaki in just a couple rounds. But prior to that, his only loss was to Deontay Wilder when he got stopped in the 5th round against Wilder, but he was winning every round of that fight prior to getting hit. So, he's a former football star from USC, and a lot of people, he's more, known for that than he was being a heavyweight. But, he's done a couple things, getting in there with Wilder, fighting for the title, not a bad heavyweight, and this is not a bad matchup, but it really is a crossroads fight between these two heavyweights. The winner will take another step forward towards getting back into the picture. The loser probably confirms that he's still out of the picture. And we're going to see what happens. Personally, it really could go either way. I think either guy could hurt the other one, knock the other one out. I really think Washington can knock out Martin. I think Martin can beat Washington. Martin can beat Washington. I'm going to go with that one, just throwing it out there. I'm going to say Charles Martin beats Gerald Washington by a decision, but it really could go either way. I really wouldn't be surprised. But it's really not going to have a lot of significance on the heavyweight division, but it's a good matchup. So that's why I'm talking about it. It's two guys that are somewhat known, are little known, and it's a decent matchup. So check it out on the undercard. Then the co-feature is going to see WBO Super Bantamweight Champion Emmanuel Navarrete, the reigning champion. That's 122 pounds. He'll make the next defense of his title. I believe this is going to be the 5th defense of his belt against little-known, I forgot the guy's name off the top of my head. Samatini, I think the guy's name is. But he's some unknown Filipino fighter. Navarrete shouldn't have a problem with this guy. I think he's going to roll right through him. And that's why I don't even remember the guy's name. Navarrete should pick him apart, dominate, score a convincing and emphatic knockout win. Navarrete, if you haven't seen him, he's entertaining. He's an all-Mexican fighter. It brings it all, throws a lot of punches. Kind of awkward because he's a little long, but he's entertaining as hell to watch. He's been champion since he knocked out Isaac Dogboe in December, or since he beat Isaac Dogboe in December of 2018. Followed it up in 2019 by dominating Dogboe and stopping him in 12 in a rematch. So he's been taking on nobody since because he's kind of on an island with Top Rank at 122. There's not a lot of super bantamweights that are fighting for Top Rank, good ones at least, and Navarrete is just having to take on low-level fighters to stay busy. So hopefully this leads to something bigger. Navarrete should get a knockout win and retain his title, though. And finally, the main event, Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury, the rematch. It's going to be a good one. If you guys missed the first fight, Wilder and Fury fought to a draw in a fight that most people felt Fury should have got the decision in, myself included. But Wilder scored a couple knockdowns in that fight. He almost knocked him out for good in the 12th round when he laid him out Fury beat the count, barely got up at 9. So, going to be a very good fight in the rematch. Highly anticipated. A lot of people looking forward to it. There is an automatic rematch clause for the loser. Whoever the loser is has the right to cash in and fight the winner in a third fight later in the year. So, really, really good matchup right here and a rematch. I can't wait to see it. Now, my prediction is I think Wilder's going to knock Fury out in the rematch. I really do. I think he's going to get it done in the first few rounds, possibly the middle rounds. And, it could even go into somewhat the later rounds. But I think eventually Wilder is going to catch Fury. He's more aggressive than he was the first time around. He's not going to hesitate as much. I think he's going to time that punch, and he's going to come in, and he's going to catch Fury and knock him out, and he will retain his world title. Now, I definitely think Fury's a live underdog. I definitely think he can do what he did before and outbox Wilder. I even think he could wear Wilder down and knock him out, but he has to avoid that big right hand, and I'm sorry, I just don't see it happening all night. I don't think he's going to be able to avoid a more aggressive Fury for a full 12 rounds. So we'll see, though. Should be a good one. That's Saturday, February 22nd on Fox and ESPN pay-per-view. I believe it's starting off at 6 o'clock. You don't want to miss it. Gerald Washington, Charles Martin, heavyweight attraction on the undercard. Emmanuel Navarrete defending his 122-pound super bantamweight title. And then Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury, WBC heavyweight championship on the line. The rematch is here. Should be a good one. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Check it out on Saturday. True Boxing. You've been here with the truth.